Hi, welcome to Highly Social with Mike Eaton. Today we're joined by my very good friend and hilarious comedian, Jon Carden.
That's me, Bubba.
Thank you for being here, bub. Dude, so you've been murdering it recently, and you just headlined a comedy club after featuring for Big J.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How does that feel?
I don't know. It's cool as fuck, man, because clubs are starting to give me a shot. You know what I mean? I've been working with Jay, and I guess I do well. I don't want to be like, I fucking murder every set, but it's not like that. But I do well enough to where clubs are like starting to give me headlining work, and that's crazy.
And you do crush.
I do. Yeah, I do okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Jay has the best crowds in the country.
Yeah.
Like those Bonfire and those Legion of Skank crowds, but there's nothing you can say
at all
that they're not going to laugh at. You know what I mean? Any topic's up. I get spoiled.
Yeah.
Because I come back to Austin,
so
and they're like, "You dirty, dirty white man."
That's fucking awesome. Dude, I feel like the crowds outside of Austin it's interesting because, we get spoiled by the volume of them here.
Yeah.
There's so many shows where you can do it with 150 to 200 people.
Absolutely. And I don't want to act like I'm fucking murdered. My headlining show had 22 people in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
like the flea market across the street had more people than
that fucking rules.
I thought about going over to the Bass Pro Shop and just handing out shit. I figure if I'm going to hit my demographic, that's where I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Talking about divorce and trailer park upbringing, man, Bass Pro Shop is my place.
Oh, you should have been at Brahms.
Brahms?
You're in Oklahoma. You should go hang outside Brahms.
That's your spot, Bubba.
That's fair. But I promise you, the average Brahms customer would love you.
Is Brahms a white trash establishment?
Kind of. But it's more of a neighborhood market. So they have like their own dairy, and then they do ice cream and burgers. But it's like fast food with a little bitty grocery in it.
Yeah.
But it's always in like the white trash towns, and that's where you go for the grocery. And you get your ice cream.
There's grocery at the Brahm?
Yeah. Yeah. So you go and get ice cream, and you can do grocery shopping, or vice versa. It depends. You can do both even. You can start with an ice cream, get your groceries, and then get an ice cream for the road home.
If you live in a small town,
yeah,
that's your week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a good week, too.
You just, that's the best Wednesday you could possibly have.
For sure.
In like a Sebring, fucking Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Ada,
Ada.
You live in Ada, Oklahoma. Tahoka, or whatever.
Elgin.
Yeah.
I've driven through.
Dude, I've done that drive between Oklahoma City and Tulsa a bunch of times for work. Mm-hmm. Just that 2 hours in there, just any exit's just going to be sad.
Most of I talked about it when I was on stage the other night. I'm like, Oklahoma City is not a great representation of the state.
No.
It's not at all. It's like a big dick on an ugly dude, man. It's like the rest of the state's banjos. And in Oklahoma City, you're like, oh, we drank yerba.
Yeah. He's got and you can count like the Turner Falls area.
Yeah.
That's also nice. But Turner Falls and Oklahoma City, and then like a little pocket in Stillwater, and there's a little like rich pocket in Tulsa. And then the rest of that state, just get the fuck out of here.
Banjos and trailer parks.
I don't want it.
Kissing cousins.
Worse than kissing. I was there I had to stop at a city like 30 minutes west Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I need a drink. So I stopped in at a liquor store just to buy a bottle of wine. And I'm with my coworkers, so we're going to just go and sit, talk work for the next day, and drink wine. And so we picked like a decent bottle, which surprisingly have one, like a Maomi Pinot Noir. And
so you found a decent wine in Oklahoma City?
30 minutes outside even. But so we go to check out, and then the lady behind the counter pulls out wine glasses and starts cleaning them with like not a clean cloth, but it's just like polishing them. She goes, "You can just bring these back when you're done." What? Well, I don't know where y'all gonna drink it, but I figure you probably don't have glasses with you. It's like, we're gonna go to a hotel and drink these where they have glasses at the hotel. They probably don't got them.
What hospitality?
It was so nice, but it was like, what the fuck? And so we decided we didn't want creepy, dirty mud water glasses that she just rubbed the cloth on. Then we get to the hotel, and they had glasses just fine. I was like, so what was the deal here? Why did she want us to use her glasses and bring them back? Because she did say bring them back.
She wanted you to come back. Yeah. She was sweet on you, Bubba. That's her flirting.
That makes me more uncomfortable because her husband was also there, and he's like a big deaf dude.
I've seen crazier things happen. He's a big deaf dude?
Yeah.
Oh, then she's definitely going to bang you while he's in the room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's kinda
Put him in front of the Xbox. He's never going to know.
Turn the hearing aid off for this.
You're like, oh, hi.
Dude, deaf people are wild. Do you know about the deaf community that goes to Buzzmill?
There's a whole deaf community that goes to Buzzmill?
So Buzzmill that has open mics and music.
Well,
and
there's a
stuff,
school for the blind, right? And there's like a bunch
and
of...
a school for the deaf.
Oh, shit.
We got all the fucking cripple schools.
Did you see the football field for the school for the blind?
Yeah.
That is the funniest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. Talking about a waste of fucking resources.
The school for the deaf has a bunch too. They have a bunch of just land out there, and when I drive by, I always honk to just see if I'm gonna catch one. Because like if I honk and you whip your neck over, like you're busted.
That's like putting a dodgeball court up for amputees. You know what I mean? It's like who puts Braille on an ATM? That's one thing. A drive-through ATM. I never understood that, but we do that.
You're telling me you don't want to watch amputee dodgeball?
I definitely want to watch amputee dodgeball. Absolutely.
They're gonna be nubbing around.
I want to give them little slingshots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just David and Goliath that shit, baby.
Let's get it sponsored by a 3D printer, and we'll give them crazy monster on
I
it.
tell you what, though, if they do make a catch, the whole team's out.
Yeah.
The whole team's out.
Oh,
Automatic
for sure.
rule in amputee dodgeball.
Oh, what's that fucking Shabazz or Shabazz, the guy that was from Florida that's a one-armed defensive back?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. You know what I'm talking about?
They're brothers.
Shaquem Griffin?
Yes.
I was so
He's got a
close.
brother that played for Seattle Seahawks, right?
So they both went to UCF, which is
Yeah.
where I went to school. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Shaquille,
Golden Knights.
Shaquille has both brothers or both hands, and then Shaquem has one hand, and we're just the Knights now. Yeah.
Oh, but he's caught interceptions, even though he only has one hand. That's who I want. That's my first pick.
That
for
should be an
amputee
automatic
dodgeball.
touchdown. Now, can we agree to that?
Yeah.
There's one guy in, I think he's in college basketball right now. He's got one arm, or he might be in high school.
Whoa.
He's fucking killing it.
I bet his crossover is weird.
It's a little weird.
Where's he going with it?
He's gonna go right. No, he's still going right.
It would be good though, because like I don't like to be touched by those extra nubby limbs like that. So like if he's sticking his amputee
You really
shit-
don't like being touched by a nub?
No, it's scary. It's
Where's the hang up with that?
I don't know.
Did you get fondled to Forrest Gump as a kid?
I think it's more
Lieutenant
like one
Dan
of
get
those
you?
tism things. Like just I don't know. It's just, I don't want it. You know what I'm talking about though? When you
I
see,
do
like,
know
a
what
little
you're talking
deformed
about.
hand, I don't want to touch it. I'm sorry that happened, and it's I don't hate you as a person for having it, but keep it away from me. don't touch me with it.
I don't know. I think I'd like to see how it feels. Like it's got a different skin texture. You know what I mean? It could be nicer than regular skin. You don't even know. Okay, you might touch it and never want to touch anything else in your entire
Maybe
life.
that's what I'm afraid of.
That's probably what you're afraid of.
Like-
Is getting sucked into the nub vortex, the nubtex. You're just.
do like a hand job from one of those little things. Just
I tell you what, you would never have any confidence issues.
no.
If you got a girl with a nubby,
Yeah,
oh, bro, you're gonna feel big every time.
dude, I've thought about
Every time you're gonna feel huge.
Have you ever seen like a midget stripper?
Yeah, there's a one-legged midget stripper in Waco. She retired.
Did you get like a tweet about this? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I found
she
out.
retired.
I found out through the stripper chain. I asked about her. I was like, "Is one-legged Monique still up in Waco killing it?" And they were like, "No, she retired. She had to lose. She had diabetes. That's why she lost the first leg,
yeah.
and then she lost the second
was
leg.
thick.
She was a thickin', yeah.
Yeah.
She was a thickin'. Yeah, she looked like a big old Hershey kiss. But she would stomp around on that one leg and fucking get it, dude.
That rules.
She would get it.
That is the one thing. So I got a lap dance from a little person stripper and was like
In Austin?
in L.A. Sam's
Okay.
Hofbrau.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And the reason that it happened is because all my buddies that I was there with saw me like just in my little like high tism mode staring at this. They're like, "What is it?" So one of them was like, "Ruin his life," and gave her $100. So she's doing lap dance stuff on me, and at first it was like, "Yeah, I mean, I'd probably fuck that thing." But it wasn't like I didn't register like that's a person. It was like this is like.
All
a
right,
different kind
let's
of
clarify,
species.
ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Mike, how many edibles had you consumed at this moment?
I was probably 200-300 milligrams.
300
And
milligrams
I'm
deep.
smoking a pen. I mean, it's LA. You get
You roll 300 milligrams deep.
sometimes.
Like,
yeah.
Man.
Not anymore for legal purposes. This is CBD. And the highly socials because I'm in high spirits.
That's like when 50 Cent spelled broke out with the $100 bills after he filed bankruptcy.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're doing right now. This is Delta 8, folks. Completely legal in Texas.
50 Cent is my favorite fucking famous person.
Oh, man.
Buying out the first 3 rows of
Ja Rule's concert?
just to fuck with him.
How petty.
That's so cool.
How
All of his
petty.
shit with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah,
If you
but he
really
couldn't
know, you
read.
read a fucking book.
Yeah. He said the greatest obstacle of your life is Dr. Seuss. I was like, Jesus, 50.
Yeah, dude.
And then everybody called 50 fat at the Super Bowl because he's old.
Yeah.
He gotten a little chunky.
Yeah. Well,
He's far away from those vitamin water days.
when you were doing upside down crunches with your fucking 8-pack, like,
Yeah.
and you're iconic for having like easy to count abs.
Yeah.
There's a whole group of like girls that like learn to count by their sexual awakening with 50 Cent's abs. You know, there's a whole demographic that exists that way.
You know what I thought was funny, though? If Lizzo had been up there, nobody would have said a word about fat. Fat wouldn't have come out of anybody's mouth. Everybody
come
would
out
have
of
said
mine.
brave.
I would have said it. Like, why is this fat bitch out there wearing that? She's on TV.
Bro, I went to a Lizzo concert in Phoenix with my girl. And,
Wow.
bro, it is the only concert I've ever been to where you could actually smell the performer through the latex. Like, she was getting it, Bubba. But there was steam rolling out those crevices, Bubba.
What
I mean,
was
she
the snack
was-
situation like? Did they have like a larger food bar than a normal concert?
I'm sure backstage.
Yeah.
I'm sure backstage they had KFC.
Oh, dude, I'd love to see her rider for what food she requires.
Oh,
like,
man,
later.
that would be hilarious. Oh, yeah. We got to get a hold of that.
Yeah,
We got to get a hold of Lizzo's rider.
I bet it's amazing.
I bet it's great.
Oh, just
God. Just, she wants makeup cases full of gravy. She-
1 gallon of milk with a Hershey's chocolate syrup upended into it. She's just gonna shake that bitch up.
She wants a bath of whole milk. If it's 2%, I don't do a show.
She likes the brown M&Ms thing from Leonard Skinner or whatever, but she wants 7,000 of them.
Oh, man. She's got to be able to shower her whole front row in M&Ms. I tell you what, man. Good show.
Good
I had to
show?
give it to her. She put on,
Her music's great.
for her to be, as big as she is, that girl moved for an hour straight. She danced and she got it in. And she
That
fluted.
rules.
She flutes. She's a flutist.
What?
Yeah, she flutes.
That's not her just wheezing.
No. That's
I
her.
can say this. I'm fat. What
That's
do you-
her. That's her inhaler. Oh man, no, Bubba. She fluted. She was fluting.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I think that's one of her characters, though. I think she does this thing. Chelsea watched. Okay, so Chelsea watched For the Big Girls on Amazon Prime, and man, there was so many girls that were winded after that. I felt so sorry for them, dude. I'm like, I get it, girls. You go do you, but also maybe try to run a little bit before this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just get your cardio up. That way you don't pass out halfway through the performance.
I'm gonna have to start doing cardio because I've noticed, like, especially with as hot as it is right now,
Mhm.
when I go on stage and it's 106, I won't wear shorts on stage.
Mhm.
So it feels weird. It feels disrespectful. And a lot of people like gave me shit for it because I did it a lot early on. And I look back at videos of me on stage in shorts, and I'm like, it's not a good look for Mike. So I won't do it. So I get up there and I'm sweating so much, I'm probably burning 300 calories during a 10, 15-minute set. You know. I mean, I'm putting them right back in, but like, I've got water pressure to my sweat, and it's just because my heart's not good at working very often.
Yeah.
So I gotta get back into cardio so I can survive doing comedy in Texas in the summer. I'm gonna die like an English person.
You know what's funny is have you tried to quit drinking yet to lose weight?
Yes, I no longer consume alcohol.
For legal purposes.
Yeah, of course, but I have been drinking a lot of non-alcoholic vodka recently, and it's yes, I have not done that.
Non-alcoholic vodka. I get it. It's for the camera. I've been smoking, Mike.
But it's
smoking.
just Delta 8, so
It's
not
just
even-
Delta. It's really not even affecting me like
anything.
regular marijuana, which we would never do
No,
in
of course
Texas.
not. Why would you do that?
I've been talking about this. We can talk about it now because I'm not gonna talk about it on stage anymore. But Brittany Griner.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bro, it is my favorite topic in the world right now because there's so many different viewpoints on it. First off, everybody's shocked that a black lesbian got arrested in Russia.
Yeah. What?
How? How's anybody shocked? They literally train for that. You know what I mean? You got Russian army doing fucking sit-ups to pictures of Leslie Jones, dog. Like, they're fucking getting ready for black lesbians. Like, they were brought up to hate Wanda Sykes.
Yeah. 100%. They fight bears and black lesbians.
That's all they
two
fight.
biggest enemies. Yeah.
Everybody's fucking shocked. And it's like, yeah, everybody fucking is blown away that she was like, they're calling her stupid, right? Because she was stupid enough to take a weed pen into Russia. I'm like, that's not stupidity. That's in need of relief.
Yeah. What are you talking? You're gonna be in Russia not high?
A black lesbian in Russia, not high.
I will say.
The whole country hates you.
Hopefully, she's like a regular avid smoker.
Yeah.
Because if you don't smoke a lot, you occasionally still get paranoia.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine being like stoned and paranoid as public enemy number one in Russia. You're gonna think you're in a Bond movie.
Oh man.
Like,
God, the only thing worse is if she was Ukrainian. That'd be the only thing going. And now that like the other thing is they're talking about trading her, which I think's hilarious.
yeah.
Like
So
she's
what, a third-round draft pick? Like, what do they want back?
Here's the thing, okay? Let's look at the criminal record of Brittany Griner versus the person they're trading her for. His name's like fucking, I don't know, it's like Alexander Osik or fucking something scary like that.
Cool.
Like, I mean, this,
Kalashnikov.
yeah, like this dude's a fucking Russian, former arms dealer, badass. He's like 27-0 in murder.
Yeah, dude.
He's like undefeated murderer, bro. Like this dude can get
For
you.
a WNBA player?
Yeah, he can get you a fucking AK faster than he can get you a fucking soup spoon.
Dude.
You know, this dude is resourceful, okay? This dude, he's made billions of however much money for Russia, made a lot of money. And we're trading him for somebody that got arrested for a weed pen?
Damn.
Like, in the criminal world, she's undrafted.
Yeah.
I'm not drafting the dumb chick that couldn't hide a weed pen. I'm drafting the dude that's 27-0 in murder.
Did we counteroffer anything back?
I don't know. I don't think so. That's the last thing I saw was that we were trading. This dude has inspired a movie. Like, I think it was like God of War or something with John Cusack. Yeah. Like, he inspired the movie.
Holy
That's
shit.
how much of a badass this dude is. And we got him. And Brittany Griner goes and takes a weed pen into Russia. Now this dude's going to be back at it, Bub. I can't wait. I want to see his sequel.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's called Thank You, Brittany.
That's like, that's gotta be like their, like Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah.
You know, where there's just like happenstance where someone was retarded and
gotta
politics
be.
came to such a way where they're like, dude, we traded to get the God of War back for
Right.
a girl making less than an H&R Block employee. Like, dude, the first round draft pick
Oh, man.
for
Putting her
the
salary
WNBA
out there makes it
is
so
like-
real.
It's like,
It's like, man, she plays child support too.
oh boy.
I know that's brutal, Bubba. They had her and her wife adopted a baby, and then they
What does her wife do?
I think she was in the WNBA. I don't know if she is
Oh, wow,
anymore.
okay.
And she's probably sitting back collecting.
I was going to say,
That
because
check.
most jobs that women have pay more than a WNBA player, but former WNBA player pays less than current WNBA player.
That's so sad. And actually, here's the sad thing: is she was making more money playing in Russia than she was in the WNBA.
They probably sold more tickets there.
So here's the sad thing about this: Russia cares more about women's sports than we do.
I'm going to turn this patriotic. I think our women are better at sports than their men.
Yeah.
So I think that our WNBA athletes, because we have black people, are better than their male basketball players. So they're like, you know, we're tired of seeing.
Well, that's
games
because
end
they're all white.
6-2.
They're all white, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like women's, a lot of layups.
Yeah.
Fundamentals.
This isn't the 1950s, Bubba. The white kids ain't killing it anymore.
But we got chicks that can dunk, I
Yeah,
think.
Griner was one of the first that dunked. Griner and Candace Parker. I think that's the funniest thing, man. She played in the WNBA.
America.
40% of the U.S. didn't know who the fuck she was till she became a Russian prisoner.
Yeah.
It's literally the highlight of her career.
That's awesome. She better get a good book deal out of this.
She better, Bubba. They should just repurpose that hashtag Free Britney.
Yeah.
Just recycle that bad boy.
Dude,
I think we have.
yeah.
I think we recycled it.
Oh, but there's going to be another Britney that's going to get in trouble, and we're going to have to free her. And Brittany Griner's going to get forgotten about.
Yeah.
I bet that there's going to be like a Gabby Petito with like a Britney that just gets murdered somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Hostage situation. Nation's going to go on watch. We'll be at peace again.
I can't wait.
Dude,
Maybe this is the end of any conflict Russia's going to have with America for a while. Is this trade?
Yeah.
Sorry, Ukraine. Should have had a great basketball team. Send them over there with a weed pen.
Oh man. See, I love that's what people don't give comedians enough credit, but we could solve all the world's problems.
Absolutely.
You know, so quickly.
With a little bit of Delta 8, we can solve all the world's problems.
Anything, man. We just fixed the war in Ukraine. I think. It's over, isn't it?
I hope.
Yeah, probably.
It's not. But from what I've seen, like I don't want to get too political into this, but Russia's kind of underperformed in this war. And here's the thing. Fuck Russia.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go out and say it. Putin, I'll fist fight you, Bubba. Let's go. All right? But
Would you joust him on a bear?
absolutely. No, I want he would ride a
Both are on
tiger.
bears.
He would ride a tiger.
You'd ride a tiger?
I think he would ride a
Then you
tiger.
take a bear, then have your bear eat the fuck out of his tiger.
Who
A
you
bear
think would win?
Fuck up a tiger.
Who, you think a bear would fuck up a tiger?
For sure.
I don't know, bro. Tigers are fucking crazy.
I know, but bears.
They're like the apex predator of the world. I think a tiger would fuck a bear up.
All right, I'll ride a hippo. A hippo will fuck up everything. That's the deadliest animal.
Just because it's the biggest,
No,
it's
and
the
it has
most
strongest
rotund.
bite force, and it fucks shit up, dude. It's
I
a
think
tank.
if I'm riding into battle, bub, I'm riding in on an elephant.
All right.
Oh, big tusks coming. I got two big jousts right there.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Pretty good.
Like an
See,
Indian prince.
Why don't we do war cool anymore? No one rides dope, decorated ass animals. They have fucking drones they sent from a strip mall.
Here's the thing.
So dumb.
I'm pro Second Amendment. Like I love having guns. I shoot the shit out of them. But also, I think it'd be fun in a world where we don't have them.
Yeah.
You've got to admit, Bubba. Like I've already started training swords a little bit just in case. I want to be ahead of the curve. Okay, I want to be like Highlander in the New World. I want to be able to fucking like chop a head off.
Dude, I'm just gonna get really good at VR shooting stuff because I think we're all just gonna
End up with
metaverse.
robots,
Yeah.
robot wars.
They're gonna Matrix us in like the next couple decades.
You think so?
Yeah. Everybody's gonna be. There's gonna be no resources, and there's gonna be a big deal.
Is
where
it
they
that
offer
bad?
everybody, and they're like, "Hey, look, either we got 10 more years on this planet, and it's gonna be hot, and everything's gonna explode, or 95% of the population gets to go into a Matrix world and live virtually, and 5% will work on maintenance, and that'll rotate."
Okay, Mike. Let's pitch the Matrix for a minute.
Okay.
All right. All right. I'm gonna hook you up to a machine.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But any drug that you want to do while you're under, you feel the chemical effects of it.
Yeah.
Any sex that you have while you're under, you feel it as if it's actual sex.
Yeah.
Everything you go
Sold.
through, no more. It would take no more than that to sell the entire fucking world. It's like, oh, sex and drugs?
Whoa!
I'm in.
Well, you hit the parts they've been missing, so
You son of a bitch.
I already know the colors are gonna look good.
It would take nothing.
Yeah.
We're already matrixed up with our phones.
Yeah.
We're plugged in. We're just not literally plugged in. It's a hypothetical
The
plug.
Oculus people are though.
Yeah.
You get in there. There's people building worlds. At first I thought, wow, that's really fucking cool, and then it gave me really bad heebie-jeebies. This guy that has like kind of a small like studio efficiency apartment, but it's in like a nice area for whatever shithole city he's in. He mapped it out to the last square inch of every knick-knack and bric-a-brac he has, where his TV and couch is, where his bed is, in VR, and then he made everything look super beautiful and futuristic. So he can walk around in VR and be in his apartment and sit on his couch, and it looks like he's on a big, nice couch. And then he hits his TV, and it's a huge movie screen. Like, he can walk over to his bed, and he's got beautiful stars above it, but he's just laying in his shitty little bed. But he made everything look super fucking nice.
Yeah.
And I think it's enough that you could visually trick yourself.
Into thinking that it's real.
Things are a little bit better. And then it's like, oh, man, you got no reason to improve on that. Now you're just happy with your terrible efficiency. Like, if you make the ceiling that much more accessible, then, like, why ever break through?
Yeah. I like to think about VR strip clubs.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be wild.
It is. Have you seen? There's like I think there's videos of people doing it, but it's them in this world, not in that world, and they're not taking anything off. They're just doing all the motions and dropping it off.
Whoa.
It's great. There's gonna be like 40-year-old men working as strippers in the metaverse.
Well, that's the thing that's real fucked is with how good deep faking is get.
Yeah.
You're not even going to be looking at real people anymore. It's just going to be a fucking amalgamation robot, and it's going to be like if you pay an extra, but it's Scarlett Johansson or whatever.
Put her skin on anything.
You just make that her. You make it anyone because you can deep fake anything.
Damn.
And then, man, now I'm scared.
I'm gonna deep fake you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you in VR, Bubba.
God damn it.
I'm gonna titty fuck you. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, dude, I'm gonna do dirty things.
Oh no.
Dirty things. I'm gonna put burritos on the bed and fuck you on a bed of them.
I've always wanted to be, the sexy sushi girls. I want to be a sexy sushi girl and have them put sushi out, and then rich businessmen eat sushi off of me. But I have like a belly button full of soy sauce.
That is a very, very, very unique.
And then just every now and then I'm like, hey, can I have one of those?
No, I want them to feed it to you.
Yeah,
They're like,
sexy
take the
sushi
chopsticks,
roll.
dip it in your belly button, and shove it in your mouth.
I'm in.
Oh man, that's funny.
Sorry, what were we talking about? I got excited. I was gonna be a sexy sushi girl.
God, metaverse trailer parks are gonna be fun. Here's my other thing. Okay, I want to talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a friend that just got a tiny home, and then they moved into a tiny home community with rows of tiny homes.
Mm-hmm.
Each tiny home has a lot number. They pay a lot fee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the difference is they all have cappuccino machines. Only thing separating it from a trailer park. Okay, it's literally a libertarian trailer park. It blows my mind, and they're like, "No, it's not a trailer park," and I'm like, "Come on, okay, if your house can be stolen, it's a trailer park. You know what I mean?
It's not a trailer park. It's a Lego village. That's fucking just tiny homes.
It's just little bitty things. It's like, you know what makes me better than a trailer? I have a loft.
Yeah.
I have a loft. It has wheels, a trailer hitch, and less than 300 square feet.
That's a trailer.
And they're like, "Oh, I'm making the choice to do this." I'm like, "No, you're poor. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
We're all trying to make it.
My car costs more than the house I grew up in, and I drive a Volkswagen Tiguan. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm fucking killing it, Bub. I'm not riding out there in an Audi.
A Tiguan's still pretty awesome.
Yeah, but it's but I lived. But when you live in something that's the same price as that, you know what I mean? I didn't fucking renovate a shipping container.
Yeah.
I lived in the shipping container.
Yeah. Man. So I've been to a couple of trailers.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time was in Lubbock with a buddy of mine.
Lubbock's a trailer place for sure.
We went to go visit his friend who had just converted his single wide into a double wide.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
did he just push two trailers together?
Correct.
Fuck, I love it.
And
I thought that's how you made a mansion.
Yeah.
I thought you just kept pushing trailers together until the house was big enough for you to call it a mansion. I thought that's how you did it.
Dude, that's but I did not grow up. So my dad started to get very wealthy around the time I was 9, 10, 11. And then we lived in really nice houses during a lot of my formative years.
Yeah.
So this is when I'm 20, and I've only ever lived in mansions, pretty much. And I'm just starting to have to, be broke on my own and figure things out. And so we go out to visit this guy, and the dude is talking about adding the second trailer.
Did you just skip over, I've only lived in mansions so far?
Well, at that point in my life, yeah.
That's not... You know what I mean? That's not like a typical thing somebody says to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
You got to expand on that just for my sake.
Oh, no, fair. I gloss over it. I forget that it's crazy. My dad, when my parents got divorced, he quit drinking, got his shit together, got a job at a shoe store, and then got his law license back, started practicing at this firm, made partner, And that from the time I was like 3 to 10, he was like working his way back up, and then he started his own law practice doing like tax law for low-income housing developments
Yeah.
and working with like they're called chodos.
Yeah.
And so like he's working with all these people to make so these super luxury apartment complexes could be tax exempt by
Okay.
having a Section 8 part. So he's just making buku bucks, and we moved to South Lake, which is like a very wealthy area in North Texas, into like a 5,600 square foot house that was modeled after Tara from Gone with the Wind, with the big columns, and then my dad installs a flagpole. My first car was a Jaguar.
It was modeled after a plantation.
My family owned plantations a few like we had like slaves and stuff a few generations back, but
You son of a bitch.
I know. So like I grew up knowing that about my family, and it was like, man, that sucks. And I remembered something happening when I was like 9-ish,
Yeah.
where my dad paid a lot of money and did something in like the black part of Dallas.
Yeah.
And then I found out later, so he made a huge donation on behalf of the family to like a educational thing in Dallas as like a form of reparations. When he started making good money, he was like, hey, this is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And then we went to a museum that has one of our family's homes in it in Dallas. And we learned that like my great-great-great-grandpa was super into education. So all of his daughters and all of his slaves had like the equivalent of a high school education because he paid for a tutor to teach all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like super cool to them. And I mean, like they were still slaves, it's kind of a bummer, but like it just like it flipped it all in my head. I was like, oh, he was trying. You know, they had slaves as like a product of like the economics of the time.
Yeah.
Like they weren't like a super woke like
Here's the thing,
carpetbagger.
Mike.
Northerner.
I'm from middle of nowhere, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay. Born in like Southern Virginia.
Yeah.
I'm terrified to look because I know. Yeah, I'm from Yanceyville. You know about Yanceyville? Holy shit!
Whoa.
He's like one of 20 people.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Bubba. My average household income in Yanceyville is a used Kia. It's fucking. Yeah, and some Oxycontin. It's poor as fuck where I'm from. You know.
Is that
Damn.
Mountain Dew country?
Mountain Dew country?
Yeah.
That's where they butt chug Mountain Dew,
Yeah.
Bubba.
I didn't know that was a whiskey mixer. People from that part of the world.
It's crazy where I'm from. I went back not too long ago, and I went to the same like general stores. The only store around is called Walker's Grocery, and it was literally the only store around for I would say 15 miles, if not a little bit more. I took my girl in there, and the floor's missing. Half the floor's missing. I walk in, and the dude's like, "I remember you." I don't look nothing like I used to look. And he's like, Indian dude. And he's like, even in the middle of fucking nowhere. I remember when the Indian dude bought it back in the 90s, Bubba. I remember it. I remember when it happened. They lived above the store, and his kids were like my age. But, yeah, so he had been there the whole fucking time. And he's like, I remember you. You fucking Tammy's boy. And I was like, yeah, I'm Tammy's kid.
Holy shit.
And he goes, yeah, your mom used to come in here all the time for cigarettes. And I'm like, that's her.
That's wild.
That's her.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he remembered the brand of cigarettes she smoked.
God.
That's how little happened.
Yeah.
In the time that I left to the time that I came back, like a 10-year span.
He remembered your mom's cigarettes. That's wild.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just desolate out there, and I lived on a tobacco farm for
Whoa.
right at 8 years.
I've been to Tobaccoville, Virginia.
Yeah.
It's a city.
Yeah, I worked on a tobacco farm for like 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I spent more time with Mexican immigrants than I did white folks. Yeah, because we was in the fields
You speak
together all the time.
Spanish?
I can get around Mexico Spanish.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like you don't spend
I
a
know
lot of
it.
time around people without speaking at least like a little bit.
Yeah. Like the first things they taught me was like panocha,
Yeah.
you know,
Of course.
that kind of shit. Like how to ask for a gun.
Yeah.
You know, like huerta, like rocket and shit. No se pistola. Like they would all that shit. Like they would break me down. Like how not to get killed in Juarez.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm appreciative.
Yeah, that's dope.
But yeah, I mean, dude, they were dope. We all like I've talked about it on stage, but we all hated my stepdad. Every fucking one of us. Like I was like one of them when it came to that. Like you know what I mean? He would come out and say something, and they'd be like, "Fuck that pendejo," and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, fuck that dude." He really would beat the shit out of me sometimes, and I would go to work, and they would like feel bad, and so they would bring beer to me and set it on my windowsill.
Nice.
and like took like best care they could take of me.
That's so nice.
Was 2 Budweiser heavies.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Dude, Bud Heavy.
Oh, thank you, God.
I got really into like shotgunning beers in college.
Yeah.
And I remember someone described shotgunning a Bud Heavy as like shotgunning a turkey sandwich.
Oh, it is.
And I never got that visual out of my head. And it really is. It's just so yeasty. It's a yeasty boy.
Somebody tried to convince me the other day that Jason Momoa drinks Guinness.
No.
Look at that man.
No.
That's not a Guinness body.
No, he drinks like 1 Cosmo a week.
I would think he would like drink something like 180 proof, just one shot, do it in. You know what I mean, like Everclear.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I ever drank. Like really drank. It was on my 18th birthday, and my mom bought it for me because she's a bitch, and she mixed it with Hawaiian Punch and fucking pineapples, and poured half the bottle of Everclear in there. And Bubba, I threw up on her brand new couch that was paid for by like her 4th boyfriend.
Yeah.
And as I was throwing up, I was singing "Happy Birthday" to myself.
Oh, I love it.
And then
I love it.
And then I woke up covered in
damn.
vomit and went outside and threw firecrackers at cop cars. Ran away and got stuck in a ditch. Bubba, Everclear is some.
Happy 18th birthday. You're a man now.
Have you had moonshine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love moonshine.
Dude, apple pie moonshine.
Is the best thing ever made. Peach brandy is up there with White Lightning, but apple pie is great.
Fucking bonkers that they make it where even though it burns,
Yeah.
because that's one of the things that I always, when I meet like real manly men or like cool rich dudes, they generally have like a nice whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, would you like some of this Johnny Walker Blue?
Yeah.
Or they're like, I have some Lagavulin. Like, I don't like Scotch. Like, peat's not a flavor for me. You know, like, there's those, especially like the really nice barrel-aged stuff.
Yeah.
And all of those things that are expensive. It burns too much for me to enjoy it. Like, I like sugary, girly, daiquiri type drinks.
Yeah.
You know, so I upset people about that. But moonshine, I can do that all day.
Oh, dude.
So
I can't do it all day. But I think the most fucked up I've ever been is off eating peaches. I had a peach brandy.
Yeah.
Bubba, that is the most fucked up I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I sweated something like, I think it was like gummy and white. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't make any sense how fucked up I was. I was hallucinating.
Yeah.
You know, if you know that scene in Billy Madison, like where he's drunk enough to see the penguin, that's only possible off moonshine. I don't believe it's possible off anything else. But if you drink enough fucking shine, Bubba, you will see a giant penguin. You will see some crazy shit, man. I remember that. Do you ever see like? I don't know if you like grew up like hillbilly kind of like I did, but it was like
No.
There was a video. There was yeah. You lived in
No,
mansions.
did you hear the part about Tara? My house was modeled after Tara earlier. My dad wasn't just banging a waitress named Tara. You know?
Oh man, god damn.
I didn't pick it. I was real cocky about it for a long time, and then I was humbled by having to be like a real person,
Yeah.
pay my own bills for the first time, and like realizing how much like I had all my first jobs were jobs for fun.
Yeah.
So all my bills were paid for, and I had a credit card to use for gas and at meals and whatever. So I never had to worry about money. So all of my money I earned was just fun money. So I went to work. Like if I wanted to leave early, I was like, yeah, fuck it. I made $20 a day. Who cares? And then when $20 is all you make for the day, you're like, oh, I'm fucked. You know. So like, yeah, I went back down, but I didn't grow up hillbilly.
My first job, I got to talk about this real quick, was with a dude named Richard Miles from Miles Detailing, and his nickname on the street was Seaweed.
Okay.
And I found out later after I worked with him, it's because legendarily he had delivered to his house a dump truck full of weed. And so, and so whenever they saw him, it was the seaweed.
Yeah.
Because when you see him, you see weed.
Yeah.
Because he always had weed, no matter what.
That's awesome.
So his name was Seaweed, and I washed cars with him out of the back of a fucking broke, like, piece of shit van. That was like 13 years old. I was out there
Whoa.
fucking Mr. Miyagi and on some cars
Holy shit.
with a black dude that was constantly smoking weed.
That rules.
That was my first job, and then tobacco. But yeah,
Damn. That's a pretty cool first job, though.
Till he fired me.
For what?
Apparently, I think he said it didn't fit the budget.
Nice.
I think that it is sad when you get hit by a country fucking mobile washing truck budget cuts.
Dude, you got laid off. You didn't get fired. You got laid off due to budget cuts.
I got laid off at 13 years
From
old.
Seaweed's mobile car wash.
Yep. Who legendarily had been delivered a dump truck full of weed.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, that was life, man. My mama was white. Like, she says she wasn't white trash. She'd be the type to, you wouldn't think she was, but 100 fucking %. You know, we lived in trailers forever. And even when it was on land, it was still a fucking trailer.
Well, and you also said a sentence earlier, couch paid for by her fourth boyfriend.
Oh, Bubba.
That's, you know.
She met, to put my mom into perspective.
And no disrespect at all.
No disrespect. No disrespect to Tammy. I love you.
Absolutely. We love you, Tammy.
She met her fourth husband at the Myrtle Beach at the Beach Wagon Club on Kings Highway at 2:00 in the morning, trashed out of her fucking mind. And I tried to put her in the car for 25 minutes. And I mean, literally, it was like trying to put a cat in a bathtub. She was scratching her way out saying, I want to go with him. And the dude was a train conductor in West Virginia and ended up being her fourth husband. But I called her. I called her, wrangled her up, and threw her in the back of the car. And then we made our way over to Denny's. Right down the street, I went over to Denny's. And I made the mistake of going to the bathroom. Oh. And my mama had perm hair. So she was short. She's like 5'4". But over the partitions at Denny's, when I'm coming out of the bathroom, all you could see, Bubba, was that perm bouncing its way all the way out of the Denny's. And I'm standing by the table. I'm like, Mama. And she just keeps on fucking moving. Drunk as shit, Bubba.
Oh, man.
Like, before the night.
Love finds a way.
Before the night, like, before I picked her up at 2 a.m., she sent me a text. And keep in mind, this is my mother. This isn't my homie. Yeah. She sent me a text that said, pick me up at 2 at the Beach Wagon, ... maybe. That was the text from my mama. Okay, so I'm at the Denny's. I'm coming out.
I might get some dicks, so we'll see.
We have ordered, okay? I have zero money in my pocket. My mama has 86'd out the motherfucking building. So I have to make my way out of this Denny's without being seen. Right as I get to the door, big black woman that was serving us. Sugar, you ain't gonna do it. And I was back to the door. She said, you ain't. And I took off fucking running, Bubba. I took off. And I mean, skated. I didn't see my mama for 3 fucking days, okay? This bitch disappeared. We got kicked out of the hotel we were in because we had overstayed. I couldn't find my mama. By the way, this vacation is being paid for by one of her boyfriends, Dwight, and we're there with his friends. My mama doesn't give a fuck. First thing she does is meet up with the dude that she cuckolded her previous husband with, and then takes off with him, meets this other dude at the Beach Wagon in fucking 86s, okay? The cuckold thing's another story. I'll tell you that later.
God damn.
Okay.
This is awesome.
So I couldn't find her. We check out.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I almost got arrested. Also another story. I'm walking the beach because my mom, she is a tanner. My mom tans, and she was like one of those people. I used to have to convince my mom that my mom wasn't Mexican. We had a 2-bedroom trailer. Me and my brother slept in the living room because the tanning bed had its own fucking room. All right? It would flex on us from in there. It'd be like, you know what I mean? I keep her toasty, bitch. It was like that. But so I knew if I'm going to find her.
This is so fun. It just keeps going.
I knew if I'm going to find her that it's going to be on the beach. So I just start walking the beach. I'm walking the beach, and sure enough, Bubba, I walk right outside this fucking thing right up in North Myrtle, this resort. And there she is, laid out there fucking straps down, Zima in her hand, dude next to her, fucking worshiping her God, Bubba. And I walk up to her, and I'm like, Mama? And she goes, I've been looking for you. I was like, from the lawn chair? outside this golf resort with the Zima in your hand. I was like, listen, Sherlock, I've been looking for you too. I'm glad we found each other. And she looked over at Craig and excuse me, sorry, I didn't mean to say his name, but I said it. Sorry, well, she divorced him, so it does, you know. Sorry, man. You weren't a horrible stepdad. So she's like, get him a room. And he goes, okay. And just like that, I had lodging. And my mama's vagina could unlock doors for me. So we stayed there for another night, and then we went back, and she fell in love with this dude. And
The train conductor.
The train conductor.
Yes.
Who ended up with 4 fingers. Unrelated incident.
Whoa.
So we moved up to West Virginia.
Is this like a hobo ballad?
No.
Is there going to be a guy with a knapsack on a stick that comes in at some point? This is awesome.
But we moved up to West Virginia, and we lived. I went to 3 high schools my senior year, in 3 different states.
Whoa.
Because my mama's vagina goes on tour.
Damn.
Yeah, man, it was wild. And no disrespect to you, Mama. You lived your life.
No, she crushed it, dude.
You got it in. She got it in.
I mean, that's awesome.
I've almost had to shoot people for her. Yeah, she was dating a freebaser named Willie Turner. He had just got out of prison. He lived next door. He was like a 6'4", 260-pound black dude. Uh-huh. You can look it up. Me and Adam Lucky was just talking about this on the road. His son, Kyle Petit's one of the scariest people I ever met in my life. He's probably the most famous person from Yanceyville, and that's because you can Google him, and his arrest record shows up of all the shit that he's done. This man's got a decorated career in the criminal world. But yeah, his dad got out of prison, and my mom hooked up with him. She wouldn't admit it. She was hooking up with him, and she's shacking up with Willie. And straight up, she was in bed with another dude, and then he got mad, and he knocked on the door. And this man was like, he went to Danville work for him in Virginia, so he just got stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This man was bench pressing Buicks.
Yeah.
So when he knocked on my door, it didn't take much to turn that motherfucker into splinters.
Yeah.
It took 2 knocks, and that door said, fuck it.
Yeah.
Door said, I'm not doing this no more.
No, thank you.
Like, I ain't standing up to Mr. Willie Turner. Mm-hmm. So he hit the thing. It splintered. He came in, and I pulled a gun, you know, and he's like, you gonna shoot me? And I was like, no.
It won't work.
Probably not. It's a 22. You know what I mean? This is gonna piss you off. Yeah. I was like, I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask you real nicely. I was like, would you mind? And he goes, no, I don't mind. He goes, I'm violating my parole anyway.
Dude, that guy rules.
So he turns around and left. And I think eventually he ended up back in prison.
Oh.
But yeah, my mom. The thing is, the guy
with a weed pen, I would have traded him for that Russian dude.
I would have traded. Yeah, you trade Willie for the Russian dude for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a decorated criminal.
That's a good fight too.
Yep.
I want to watch that.
But yeah, that's Yanceyville, man. It's hood, it's country, it's fucking wild. It don't make no sense what it is.
And that's
like I've seen
North Carolina.
Yes, and that's like the northern part of North Carolina. It's in Caswell County, and Caswell County is just it's a poor county. You know, there's a lot of nice people there, a lot of good, you know, God-fearing people, but it's just a poor place, man. And that poor place breeds poor circumstances, which breeds a lot of funny shit.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of funny shit.
Damn.
I mean, I know a dude that dated a dude's mom that he went to school with, and like he was a dude's stepdad that was the same age as him.
Yes.
You know, they had a kid together.
Yeah, dude. That's so awesome that someone was like, dude, I'm going to fuck your mom. And then he did.
He did.
And then married
And then
her.
married her. Yeah.
You can call me daddy now, Tyler.
Yeah, it was probably over an argument. He's like, I'll be your stepdaddy in a week. And he goes, the fuck you will. He says, bet. Wanda, you know how you was looking at me pretty?
Script.
You know how you looking at me pretty last 4th of July? Girl, I got a Percocet script and a whole rack of Smirnoffs. Let's go out to Heiko and get it in.
Dude, that's fucking...
Yep.
Dude, that's...
Yep. You know. We got somebody in the studio that knows where I grew up. It's crazy. This is the best thing that could have happened to me because he gets all the references.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Work for him. That's where I grew up, man. Yeah.
Dude, that's wild. I had some... So I went to school in very rural Virginia.
Okay.
Farmville.
Okay, yeah, I know that's
Hampton,
at.
Sydney.
Yeah.
And so most of the school was from Virginia, but they were all from money. But they had like the required like couple like low income students that they'd bring in, and we had one from North Carolina, and his name was Willie, and Willie had on the first day I met him, he had a tub of dip. I'd never seen that before. I'd only ever seen it come in a can, and
He bought his dip at Costco.
he had a tub, and then he had like a reloadable can.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker had a horseshoe in and was just drinking like a big Arizona sweet tea through it. And like that was just him. And and then I met another dude from Ridley, West Virginia.
Okay.
He was nice.
I've been through West Virginia, Bubba. That's a place.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It really shouldn't.
I mean, Beckley is pretty bad. I went to a service station there, and they had they advertised it, 72 different types of pickled edibles. So you could get pickled pig's feet, pickled hog jaw. You could get pickled bacon, pickled eggs. You get pickled chicken foot, pickled chicken jaw. You get pickled chicken beak, pickled chicken everything, Bubba.
No.
Everything.
I don't want to get any of those things you said.
Them big country boys would come through
like
there and
things you're
fucking
supposed to eat.
pig snout. Yeah.
Why?
Pickled everything.
Why would you eat that?
Because you can.
As someone that loves food, that feels like an affront.
I don't know, Bub. I think if you're 300 milligrams of Delta 8
Yeah.
deep, then you would look at pickled food a little bit differently.
So I would not look at a pickled pig snout and think anything other than because you can see the little holes in where the snout
I'm more likely to eat it drunk than I am high.
Correct.
Yeah, because if I'm wasted, I'll eat just about damn near anything.
Yeah. Oh man, the most adventurous food things. I will say, acid is another one.
Yeah.
One time I was at a house party in Denton. We're all smoking weed, and about 9 of us took some acid. And then one dude had ordered pizza from Papa John's, and they had that garlic butter dipping sauce. And he took a spoonful of peanut butter and stuck it in that garlic butter dipping sauce. And then he made noises that I can only describe as it was a sexual experience for him.
Yeah.
And I thought he was being funny, like to make, because it did make me laugh really hard. And he was like, "That's the best thing I've ever tasted." And then one by one, we were all like, "There's no way. He's fucking with us because it tasted so bad. He wants to ruin our mouth too." And you'd try it, and the next person would have the same experience. And we all and that night, it tasted unbelievable. And then a couple days later, I was like, "I wonder." And I got something I did. It's awful. It's heinous. It's upsetting. It's nothing complimentary. It's painful. Put that in your face. But I remember distinctly that being wonderful. So I think that is how I would have to try a pig snout during acid-induced mass delusion where we all thought it tasted good. Because there's no way pickled pig snout is good.
I've eaten all kinds of shit in the country, man.
What's the weirdest thing you've eaten?
I mean, it'd be weird to other people, but to me it wasn't. I think squirrel gravy.
I've had squirrel.
Yeah, but I mean, squirrel gravy was something we made regularly.
So to make that, you just cook up some squirrel in a pan, then use the grease, some flour.
Yeah, flour, salt, and pepper.
Yeah.
A lot of salt, but yeah.
I mean,
it's
great.
Think
that would probably be the best way to eat squirrel.
It's good.
It's not like discernibly squirrel that way.
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we did all kinds of shit. I've had possum before.
Okay, I have not had possum.
There's an old country song that they used to sing, like deep in the fucking sticks, man. It was like, "I got 10 pounds of possum in my head last night." It's like, "We gonna get that possum gravy, boy, we're gonna do it right. I got 10 pounds of possum in my head." And it goes like, "My children are starving. My wife needs a coat. So I've got 10 pounds of possum in my headlights tonight."
I mean, it's resourceful. You're living off the land. You're eating possums, but fuck.
Oh, I love Hicks, man.
They're also, some of the things that they do are just fucking wonderful.
It's great. And it's not a horrible way of life, man.
No.
Four-wheel drives, four-wheelers, and fucking hunting seems pretty great. Not for me. I'm not getting up at the butt crack of the fucking morning.
No.
Ain't happening.
No.
I hated doing that shit in the military.
I don't do mornings, and I don't do lots of manual labor. And also, I am a city boy. So when I go at like hunting, when I've been hunting, I don't mind shooting at the animals. But when it comes to cleaning it, icky gross. Ew, blood.
That part, the meat processing, none of that part bothers me. I tell you what I don't like, and this is the most feminine thing about me. I don't like to touch fish.
That's fine, dude. I get it.
I hate touching fish, man.
I use a whole half a roll of paper towels to kill a spider.
That's hilarious.
I don't want to feel any of that shit, dog. Textures are fucked up.
Oh, man.
You
Yeah.
like just the scales?
The scales.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, especially catfish. I don't like
yeah.
like cause the sliminess. But like I went fishing up in Dallas. I went to the lake, the Cedar Creek Reservoir,
Okay.
or whatever the fuck it was. Dude, the water was hot. So when you caught fish, you used to keep pulling the fish out of the water. They're like cool. I pulled the fish out of the water. It was like half smoked. This thing was like hot to the touch. I'm like, man, that don't feel right.
Yeah.
I ripped that heck out and threw it back, man.
Oh, like a dragon.
Take a dragon.
Oh, man. Well, let's cut to a worm report real quick,
Okay.
and then we'll be right back.
Worm report! And the worm must go on. And it seems to me like you lived your life like a candle in the mud. Never fading when the sunlight made you dry up on the sidewalk. Hey, welcome to the Worm Report with Casey Rocket. Happy to be here. Up first, a worm haiku. Muddy, muddy worm slut living in my ass. Who gave you access to this life of excess? Huh. Makes you think, doesn't it? All right, up first, the Tiananmen Square massacre. How many, if any, worms were responsible for the Chinese Communist Party killing a bunch of students during the 1989 protest? We all know the famous Tiananmen Square picture: a man with suitcase standing in front of tank, and many people think he was protesting, but he was actually putting a worm in the cannon. And the dude running the tank was like, "Oh, gross, 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 gross," and he fired the cannon to kill the worm, and whoopie-daisy, fucking like 30 kids died. Sorry. Hate to see it happen. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Up next, what to do if your young son starts asking about worm. So, all right, let's do a little role play here. Let's pretend this little piece of shit is my son. And he walks into my bedroom really late at night when I've had a couple of drinks of whiskey, and I'm very groggy in this situation. And all right, so I'll play the boy. Yeah, he'll be the boy and I'll be me. That'll be better. So, all right. So he goes, "Hey, Dad." All right. I don't like that voice. He goes, "Hey, Dad, why do worm live in mud and not in cloud?" And here's a good response. If you don't get in your fucking room and do your fucking social studies homework, I'm going to have a fucking panic attack. And if Daddy has a panic attack, Daddy's gonna need a Xanax. And if Daddy needs a Xanax, he's gonna have to have a glassy of whiskey to go with it. And if Daddy starts drinking whiskey, he's gonna need an 8-ball from his friend Shitleg Steve. And if Daddy does an 8-ball, Mommy's not gonna let you see Daddy, is he? You little fucking twerp. Now, notice how he shut the fuck up almost immediately. This is a good strategy if your son's a total piece of shit and he's always running that gab of his at all hours of the day, and somehow he picked the lock on his room even though you have 2 padlocks on his bitch ass. And here's a good tactic to use. Grab him by the nape of the neck. Just give him an upper bonk right on the schnoz. Bonk. Right there. You want to stun him. You don't want to kill him. You want to stun him and make his schnoz will go crazy. Up next, worm fashion. Up next, worm fashion. How do we make top hats small enough to fit on Worm's head? The answer, it's not always as easy as it seems. Up next, worm terrors. Do worms dream of muddy sheep? So, for many years, scientists have wondered what worm dream. And actually, they don't fucking dream at all. They're so dumb. Their brains are so small and bad. Worms have bad brain. They're so bad. Happy worm. Keep it safe today. Thanks for having me.
That was fucking amazing.
Thank you.
And that was the Worm Report. Casey's fucking just my favorite, dude.
I love Casey.
I could watch him and his son talk all day.
His baby?
Son. Yeah, he's terrifying to look at. Did you catch a glimpse of his face?
Yeah.
The nightmare.
I love the Cracker Barrel shirt.
Yeah, it's so great.
I know. It makes
you hide stuff in Cracker Barrel?
I hide stickers.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel, don't take them down. All right?
I don't think they will.
I leave them in bathrooms.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I go hide them in.
rules.
I've been doing it for a while. Just like the ones that I think Cracker Barrel people will relate to.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a sticker that says, "My safe space is a Bass Pro Shop."
Yeah.
So I put that in there.
Yeah, they're going to love that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, this past Sunday,
Mhm.
so you know the Nether Hour guys,
Yeah,
Connor
yeah.
Stevens, all them.
I think I saw some pictures of what you're about to tell me with the leaf
Yes.
blower.
Yeah, so Connor Stevens had a music video
Yeah.
that he was filming for his song "Broken Cigarette," which is a fucking great song, and he was playing it with his band, the Country Worms,
Uh huh.
which is Brad Bentley from Cowboy Diplomacy,
Okay.
and Bobby Flacco from Nether Hour.
Okay.
And then Bishop was also there, and then Julio was on the drums, and they basically did like a Project X style party at Brad's house. So they invited, I don't know, it had to be 200 people over to this house. So there's a lady outside, and she's on stilts with a flaming hula hoop, and she's doing stunts and spinning the hoop around, and then it drops and goes around her stilts, and she falls, and like so that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, that's great. And then she gets back up, and to like regain her power, she just eats the fire off the hula hoop. So that's pretty cool. And then there are like 5 or 6 girls that are all spinning fire, and then a couple of guys, and a dude that I've only known in like just seen him at festivals, always on just a bunch of drugs, and just thought he was an eccentric friend of mine. He's spinning fire like really well. I was like, he fucking does fire spinning? Like what? So they're all spinning fire, and then Brad is shooting off a bow and arrow, and he's made exploding arrows with a firework on the end. So he's shooting them up into the air, and then they're exploding and going down over the river. And so then someone's shining a flashlight. It's like the cops coming. So we all go inside, and then they play the song. And while they're playing a song, Bercy from Nether Hour dresses in a full ghillie suit and takes a leaf blower and puts a pound of Delta 8 into it, lights that shit on fire, and then fills the room with smoke. But so all of this has been kind of haphazard, and there's been like just different times where everything's happening. There's a dude there that's always at Latchkey doing tattoos. So he was doing Nether Hour tattoos for the video. So I'm getting the Nether Hour smiley face done, sitting on this fucking tattoo like bed, and then Bercy walks in with a ghillie suit, just smogging the place up. So I have a video of it, but the room goes from like full of people to like you can barely see through it to like 30 seconds later. You can barely see the tattoo artist that's sitting closer than you and I right now. And we had to pause for a minute so that the smoke would clear enough so he could see to keep doing the tattoo.
Jesus.
So that's wild. And then the best part of the night is Eli gets up on the roof, and then he's in like a crazy hat and like just some shorts, and he's like screaming and flexing and holding Roman candles, lights them off, and then shoots them at Brad, who is swinging a baseball bat, trying to hit them. And all these are shooting over 150 people that are just standing outside. And then there's fire spinners and like an acrobatic dancer in the background while this is all going on. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Jesus.
Yeah. So that was a wild. And then the absolute best part is the cops get called, obviously, several times. And finally they come. And Brad goes, he puts on like this huge white robe. And he's got on like a straw hat, and he's had like a huge backwoods blunt in his mouth all night.
Yeah.
He sets his blunt down, walks out and talks to the police for 2 minutes, and walks back and he goes, "Hey, thank you everyone for coming. Party's over. Please go." And then the police were like, "Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. Thanks for, bringing showbiz and stuff to this town." So the police came, shut the party down, and then thanked us for being nice. Brad just used cowboy diplomacy, made everything better. And then we just had like this super fun, just chill hangout at his place. But
Damn.
what a fucking night.
The leaf blower, when I saw that, I just like, man, I was in the wrong place.
Yeah.
I was in a hotel room with Big J. Okerson while he was getting tattooed. You know? We were watching pedophile catch videos. I could have been, which by the way.
Yeah?
Grassroots pedophile catch videos, like the ones the YouTubers.
Oh, man.
Dude, there's a bunch of.
I
I actually
didn't
met one of the guys. I don't want to say his real name, but yeah, I'm trying to think of what the name he goes by. Gordon Flowers.
Okay.
So he goes by on YouTube. And dude, I mean, they catch some weirdos.
So
The
what, do they,
funniest
like, lure
one,
'em in
the
and-
one you would love the most, is
Okay.
one about a dude named Jamie.
Okay.
And it's the mom. And she's sitting in there while they're reading all this stuff about her son, saying all this stuff to like an 8-year-old girl.
Oh, that's fucked.
And one of the things, he looks at Jamie, the guy, and he goes, "Did you say that you wanted to massage her breasts?" And she goes, "They don't have breasts at that age, Jamie." It's that. Oh man! And the whole time, every time he says
shit.
something, she's just laughing. She goes, "Jamie, Jamie," the whole time.
Holy shit.
It is one of the greatest catches. And the other guy I liked, he got
But
canceled.
so do they beat him up or do they?
No, they don't beat him up. They'll call
arrest
the
him?
cops. Yeah, they'll alert all this stuff to the authorities. Sometimes the cops will do something. Sometimes they won't.
Whoa.
I think that guy actually is in jail now. But there's a couple, man. Like there was one, he got canceled, but it was OB Nation, and he made somebody jump into the Hudson. Like he would like publicly humiliate people.
Good.
He would like make them crack eggs over their heads and do all this stuff. And some of it, like, it was, you know what I mean? Like, from what I understand, I'm not in the gay community. I got a toe in as far as friendships,
Yeah.
not fully dick in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he was catching guys that were going after like 15, 16-year-old boys. And I understand that's completely wrong. But also I understand having a lot of friends that are gay. It's also kind of like a little bit more normal in the gay community just because you're having trouble finding people to relate to that's, around your age. And so you find
Well, I
guys.
remember being a 16-year-old boy and being horny for anything I could put my dick in. So if there's if I'm a gay 16-year-old boy and there's a 24-year-old dude I think hot, yeah, I'm gonna fucking go for that. And it's not like I mean, but I get like the arguments that people make.
Absolutely. Is it
still-
wrong? Is it illegal? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's still something that happens. You know what I mean? It's not completely uncommon.
So you think he was being more predatory in that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I still like the idea of catching pedophiles. That's
I do
very
too.
funny.
I would love to do it.
See, I like and this is probably a terrible thing to say, but what I really like is all of the revenge videos of like, the pedophiles going to court and there's the one of the dad and he's at the phone.
Yeah.
And then he just turns around, bop, just kills him. That's fucking dope, dude.
That is great.
I love that. Like just the justice side of it. I love getting.
Oh, you gotta love those stories when somebody's hurting the kid and the parent comes in, beats him unconscious.
Yeah.
Those
dude.
stories, they're few and far between,
But they're good, man.
but they're good.
That is justice porn, dude.
Oh man, justice porn. I think that's what Batman watches.
Yeah, for sure. No, Batman watches everything. I think Batman's a voyeur, and that's why he has that fuking setup of all the TVs, and he's just jerking it to people everywhere.
Hey, Barbara Gordon's the only person
am
ever to
right.
actually get in on his fetish.
Yeah,
He's the only one that really got him.
yeah, dude.
She ended up running the Oracle up top and seeing everything.
Oh man. Well, what do you got coming up?
I think I'm at Vulcan the 30th. I'm going back on the road with Jay in August, doing Funny Bone in Omaha, Nebraska. Then I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Then I'm headlining Phoenix first weekend of September, JP's.
Sick, dude.
I think I'm in San Diego after that.
Fuck yeah, man. That's
So
awesome.
yeah,
Well,
getting around.
let me know when those dates get closer, and I'll give you some food recs in those cities.
That's my favorite thing about you.
It's-
Just to let everybody know, okay? It always says that Mike Eaton's not Texan, all right? I was in, where the fuck was I? Odessa?
I think you're in Tuscola.
I was
Maybe.
somewhere.
Oh, Abilene. You were in
Abilene. I was in Abilene,
Yeah.
okay? And I was like, yo, is there anything good to eat out here? And Mike Eaton slides in my DMs, Bubba. And he says 5 different places, okay? One of which is a bar. It's a bar that has a huge Confederate flag on the back. And I'm like,
Oops.
Mike, I can't go there. Listen to me, dog. I'm like, if I go there, there's going to be a wormhole open up and Klansmen are going to fucking jump out.
Yeah.
This can't happen. So I did not go there, but I did go to the other place you fucking recommended, and it was delicious. But truthfully, Mike has a food recommendation for every shitty small town in Texas. There, like, you can go to Iran, IRAAN, and Mike Eaton is going to be like, yo, the fucking tacos at the Shamrock are absolutely incredible.
That's the one that's out near Amarillo?
Yeah.
I-
No, that's further south. That's like 290, like going towards Fort Stockton.
Oh. There's a bunch of those cities out, like when you're driving through to New Mexico or Colorado.
Yeah, there's a
that you
bunch.
drive through out there that have crazy fucking names. I
Yep.
love them.
There's a
I was
bunch.
just in Tokyo, Texas.
There,
Tokio.
there's a million different ones.
Yeah. Dude, I love all the little dumb towns in the state.
Ding dong.
Dude, Cut and Shoot.
Cut and shoot's great.
Cut and Shoot, Texas.
Cut and shoot's great.
Uh,
There was one named after, it was Jefferson Davis County. I think they had to rename it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, there's,
We have out in West Texas, Brewster County
yeah.
is the biggest county in the state. It's 16 times the state of Rhode Island. That's how big it is. Yeah.
And there's
that's
probably
just
just and there probably is
85
just as
people
many people.
there. Yeah, no, dude, there's like 85 people there. It's fucking
Oh
nothing.
man.
Well, this has been Texas Facts.
I hope you enjoyed the Texas
John,
portion
thank
of
you so much
the
for
show.
coming on.
Dude, thank you for having me.
Going to the John on Instagram.
Yeah, going to the John.
Jon.
It's Jon. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, I love you very much. Great to see you.
Dude,
Thanks
thank
for getting
you.
highly social.
Thank you, Bubba.